Okay, welcome back. So as you can see from those assessments, one of the key aspects of negotiation is preparation and planning. Let's look at, as we start the course, preparing to negotiate. So the very first thing you need to do is ask yourself, should you negotiate? There are some times when you shouldn't negotiate. Let's look at those. So, here's when not to negotiate. Firstly, if the other party has overwhelming power and control over the situation. In that instance, you are literally a sacrificial lamb. Do not negotiate if the other party has complete control. Secondly, you can do better elsewhere. Because if you can do better in a negotiation with another party than you are with this particular party, why waste your time when the time's not right? Sometimes you have to have patience, and in negotiation, patience certainly can be a virtue. Wait, don't rush into negotiation. Sometimes taking a moment to think and consider about your position and preparing more is a better thing than rushing headlong into a negotiation, because if you rush in, you're more likely to have a bad result. What about if you have no experience in that field of negotiation? Well, obviously here you should wait, either gain experience or gain knowledge, because if you don't have the knowledge or the experience, if you're going into a negotiation, the chances are that the other person who has got the experience and has got the knowledge will out-negotiate you and get a better result than you would have wanted for yourself. Be aware that if you're in a position of strength, you may not want to negotiate at all. Let's look at the pre-negotiation test that we've created to help you, and you should do this before you begin the negotiation. There are 3 responses: yes, no, or I don't know. So the first question is, do I have the relevant experience? The second part of that question is, if I do have the relevant experience, do I think I'll succeed? And then the third part of that first question is, if I don't have the relevant experience, do I have experts on hand to help me or that I can ask for their advice? Second main question, would losing this negotiation be a disaster for me? Next question is, do I have a strong idea of how the other side will react during negotiation? Then ask yourself, are the other party worth negotiating with? For example, if they're not worth negotiating with, then don't negotiate. Could this negotiation be a win-win solution? Is this the right time to negotiate? Is the issue at hand negotiable in the first place? And lastly, do I feel positive about my position and about the negotiation I'm about to enter into? So, on the results there, if you have 7 yeses, I'd say you're good to go and good to negotiate. On the other hand, if you have 5 no's, I'd say you have to reconsider and postpone negotiation until you've got your 7 yeses. So that would actually give you a good idea of a little pre-negotiation test to help you assess whether or not you should get involved with that negotiation in the first place. You know, negotiation starts well before you sit down at the negotiating table. Let's talk about the negotiation planning process. So the first stage in any negotiation, even at the planning stage, is making contact with the other person about that issue. Now you need to be well-mannered, discreet and friendly, and you should always look, listen and learn. And the first discussion you have with them is very, very important. This isn't the whole negotiation, this is the setup to start the ball rolling. The second part of this is to do your due diligence. Find out everything you can about the issue and about the person you're negotiating with, because knowledge is very much power in this situation. The third part is find out all the facts. Arm yourself with the knowledge and information you need so that you are in control. This will also give you confidence. And then 4, list everything out with the pros and cons on both sides. The fifth part of negotiation planning is know your negotiating weaknesses. Know where you are weak on there and see what you can do to strengthen, and understand what your hot buttons are. Hot buttons are what make you react personally, because you don't want to get positional in negotiation, and if someone says things that gets you emotionally involved, you're going to end up being positional. That will decrease your ability to be a good negotiator. Okay, 6, plan how you protect your weak areas, how you can reduce your hot buttons, how you can handle somebody trying to make you get emotionally involved. And then 7, decide what you want to achieve, and there's 5 parts to this. A, what you want to achieve in a perfect world. B, what you'd be happy with. C, what you just about accept. 4, your walk away point. And 5, what would be your best alternative to a negotiated agreement? And then number 8 is write out your negotiation plan.